everybody, and welcome back to another episode. Happy Friday, guys. Thank you guys for being here. So, as you guys know, William is here tonight as advertised. We have a very special unboxing today. William, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
So, tell us your story with this figure. What made you get it? Obviously, we know that you're a Star Wars fan, but you don't get everything. What made you get this?
I'm a big expanded universe fan. That was what they used to call all the comics, books, all that stuff. And the Dark Empire comic was one of the first ones that Dark Horse Comics did when they had the Star Wars license. It was kind of a weird, almost abstract style of art, but it was the whole, story of Luke.
And can
lining
you
up with the Emperor's clone and becoming evil for a little bit, and his sister having to redeem him.
Can you explain a little bit what the legends, it means, right? Because I see it on the boxes, right? Star Killer,
yep.
Legends,
so,
Revit,
so
Legends.
Legends means anything from before Disney bought Star Wars. Because once they bought it, they were like, okay, cool, we're going to... which George Lucas, his policy was always, unless he said it was canon, it's not. So all the books, the comics, all that stuff was the expanded universe, and he let people play in his sandbox, and if he liked something, he would take it. So like the name of the planet Coruscant, the first time it was called Coruscant was in a Timothy Zahn novel, Heir to the Empire. Before that, it was just Imperial Center. And so it was like, now all of a sudden, everywhere you hear is Coruscant everywhere. And that was, he pulled it from the expanded universe. It's canon now. But Disney, did the same thing that George Lucas did, but they just blanket stamped everything from before right here. If you didn't see it on TV or a movie, it don't count.
That way. Legends is strictly comic?
Video games, comics, books, novels.
It'll all be branded Legends.
Yeah, even like the Ewok movies and stuff that they like to act like those don't exist, or the Star Wars Christmas special, the holiday special, which if you haven't seen that, go on to YouTube right now and watch the most amazing hour and 40 minutes you're ever going to see in your life.
I remember seeing that. I think you told me like 2 years ago to see that.
It's nuts.
So guys, get ready. It's very exciting. Also, the channel members will know what I'm talking about. If you haven't gotten the notification yet, TK421's video is out. So check that out. If you may, if you must, if you will, he will appreciate it. He knows why I'm bringing this up. So Carter, how are you, my friend? Welcome. Nice to see you. Guys, there's 14 of you guys in here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. We got Ron in the house. How are you, my friend?
Konnichiwa means what's up.
We got Bao.
How you doing?
Hello, I heard there will be a giveaway. What are you giving away, William?
I have something I could give away. It's not 1/6 related, but it is Star Wars related, and it would be a surprise to whoever it goes to. They wouldn't know until they get it.
Oh, that's cool. So we'll do a little duck race at the end. Leo, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome. Talia, welcome. How are you? Nice to see you.
I'm doing.
Tijuana Mike, welcome, my friend. Nice to see you.
Konnichiwa means what's up.
Ernesto, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
I'm doing.
All right, guys. So we're gonna get started since there's only just 12 now. So go ahead, William, get started. We're not waiting for nobody.
So we have the Luke Skywalker Dark Empire. It is very much a square, which is different from the other Artisan boxes that we've gotten so far. Because I have the Jack Sparrow and the Anakin Skywalker, and those were substantially larger than this box. So curious as to what's going on. All right. All I did before you started the stream was open the outer box since it was like double boxed from Toys Assembly. Goodness. All right. So
can you say where you got it from, or is it a secret, or
just said Toys Assembly. Listen.
Oh, I didn't hear you. Sorry. I was reading so.
Well, now we have the art box, which is not too outlandish or anything like that. Ugh. Like I said, some of the Artisan boxes have been fancy looking, and this one, not so much yet. All right, so we have a different look right here of Luke Skywalker on the back, and then they decided to go with the old Sideshow style box that opens up.
Look at that! Why? That's crazy. Why would they do that? That's weird.
I don't know. But
yes, those are that's
good on
100% Sideshow.
But and each side is sealed individually, just like the old Sideshow. So let's go ahead and.
That's so crazy that they would do something like that. Maybe when Sideshow was doing it, it was Hot Toys' idea, not Sideshow's, right?
Possibly, because they were dual branded.
Right. Oh, look at that. That's crazy.
So in the one side is literally just the head. Ugh. I saw my red coin in there, though, so that's nice.
To the trash it goes. This guy. Ernesto.
Oh, because I threw out all my boxes?
Yep. So I'm doing a poll, William. Only 6 people voted so far. Are you getting the Dark Empire Luke? So far, 50-50.
I'll say no.
So I'll say no. Guys, don't forget to vote on the poll, please. And don't forget to hit that like button either.
So head sculpt looks real nice. Is my camera blurry?
No, it's just dark.
Oh.
It looks it looks dark. There we go. Yeah, oh, the hair looks nice. The hair actually looks better there than it does in any pictures I've seen.
Yeah, it does look nice.
No, it looks very nice. It actually more, yeah. I didn't that part was like a little too perfect for me.
When I first saw the when they were showing it coming out, it was like not quite sure if that's gonna be looking nice, but
Right.
But you know, we've also seen that nobody knows how to light photos when they do the blogger photos either. So,
guys, look at his Darth Vader 40th blinking in the background. Unreal. He's got a whole detail of Darth Vader. Imagine.
But you got all the little hands, junction box. They look like they're basically just Vader gloves, but they do have little ribbed for her pleasure all the way up and down it. So.
Chris, how are you, my friend? We got Luch in the house. We got two.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Go ahead, William.
Red Luke Skywalker coin from.
Oh, you got the red one. I'm going to get the yellow one, I guess.
It is nice that it comes with both the Luke and Vader plug-in lightsabers.
Oh, it is Darth Vader's that comes, the red one, right?
Yeah, it's Vader's hilt, so you can have him because he's holding his father's lightsaber.
Oh, that's sick.
So, but it's nice that they're both actually USB as opposed to the Artisan Anakin that had just regular Dooku and, you know, USB blue saber. So
that just looks way better than the picture on the art box. Yeah, no, it looks really good. It looks very good. That head sculpt, at least.
Comes with just all the standard red and green singles and swipies. pow. And now for... So I guess this is their standard...
Yeah, they're using that a lot.
But this one does not light up.
Which one lit up?
The circle one underneath Darth Vader over there with his flickering head is lit up.
Okay, but same shape of base? No, I thought it was a different base.
It's the same circular.
Oh, I had the 2 attachments. That's why.
And it has when I saw the red around the side, it has screw holes and stuff. Maybe I'll throw some little LEDs in it to light it up. Right. But I'm not going to be using the stand for them. I'm actually going to be, if you see the Darth Vader stairs over there by himself from the Return of the Jedi Vader, because it came with the stairs. On
the left.
Yeah, that's going to be where Luke goes, is on the stairs.
Oh, this Luke.
Yeah, this Luke is going. That's where the other Luke was that if you just saw that I sold.
Oh, right. We got a super chat from Luke. He says, dibs what Mr. Cody sells for $150 shipped, friends and family. Unbelievable. No respect.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, you.
No, thank you, bro.
Thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, seriously, you.
No, seriously, thank you, bro.
No, for real, you.
No, thank you.
This guy. Unbelievable. Tali is here. Don't worry about the giveaway later. Don't worry about the giveaway later, folks. Oh my God. Bob is out because he knows she's gonna win. Oh my God. All right, so still 50-50 with 12 votes. What? Are you kidding me? So six people are getting it and 6 people are not getting it.
Okay, so
guys are gonna have to vote.
The hands that he comes with are for I guess holding the sabers. They rotate and they're split from the gauntlets, but every other hand is a solid piece.
So only the lightsaber holding hands are split.
Yeah, everything else that comes in with all the extra hands are all just one piece.
So they're like full-blown Darth Vader hands, pretty much.
Yeah, they do have a little line on it to make it look like, they're overlapping the way that this does down there, but the rest of the hands are all solid pieces.
It gives it the effect of it.
Yeah. It's basically, these are just Vader pieces on a lighter body. Like, this body feels way light compared to an actual Anakin Vader body. But, it's literally, it's Luke's boots with Vader shin armor, Vader pants.
When you say Luke's boots, are they from like a previous figure, right?
They look like the Return of the Jedi boots.
Right, that's what I thought.
And I don't think that's Luke's belt buckle, but then has, the little light up boxes on the waist to be the Vader light up style. And you got 4 power spots on the little junction box.
Ernesto,
yeah, this Luke allegedly has the nylon suit.
It does.
It does feel, very soft to the touch and all that with it. The bottom of the inner cape is wired. So like the small, thinner one on the inside is wired at the bottom, but
the little skirt, one.
Yeah, but the bigger cape is not, except for the collar. Apparently, the collar is wired.
Oh, so look at that.
So you can make it look like the art from Dark Empire, which, like I said, it was a very stylized comic. So,
double plied cape and skirt. Is there a sculptor for this one as well, or just Artisan? No, there's a sculpted, Bob.
All right.
There's definitely a sculpted version.
All right. Now the head is on.
Look at that. Looking like Count Chocula.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Look at that thing.
And that's why it's like, if you're not familiar with the comic, then this might not be a figure that is like, like, what the hell? Like, what is it? Like,
Right.
alternate universe Luke Skywalker type of thing. But it's
now, question for you.
Yeah.
Do you own any Sith eyes from anybody?
I do.
Which ones? OT?
Yes.
Are you gonna play around with this or no?
I planned on it.
Yeah, right.
I have a set in my Anakin light side Artisan over there. I have a second set that I seem to have misplaced.
If you find it, send it to me.
Yeah, just go to OT Customs and buy it.
They just go to OT Customs. Looks good. I like it. No, it's nice. It's again, the hair was what was killing me about it. It's a very, very plain figure too.
Yeah.
But it's such a classy figure though, man.
And it appeals to, I think, more hardcore Star Wars fans because
right.
It's no offense to anybody who hasn't read everything, because not a lot of people have.
Right.
Back in the day it was all we had. It was before the plethora of content that we have now, thank God, because I love more. Even if you don't like all of it, it's still something for somebody.
Right.
But when these comics came out, it was like, cool, the Emperor's back. It's a clone. His spirit goes into it. It hops from body to body. But it was a little bit different than what they had in the sequel trilogy, because it was more along the lines of his power was burning out these bodies too fast, and so he kept having to jump from clone to clone. And anytime he would jump into a new clone, it would be like a 20-something-year-old version of the Emperor until his power burned through it. And then, they had this whole other subplot where you find out that it's actually his people have been sabotaging the bodies to try to kill the Emperor once and for all, so somebody else could take over, because they're always, trying to.
Now, William, articulation.
It feels like the Mando Luke body.
I got you. Mando Luke. Yeah.
The pants themselves don't give too much in range of motion because they're Vader pants.
Right. And he's not meant to do much anyway.
Yeah, strong joints, good elbow articulation.
Yeah, that's very good.
Oh,
oh wow, what the hell? That's so ghetto.
It's just the sleeve inside the tunic.
That's so ghetto. My God, they didn't even give it a suit. They give it sleeves.
Yeah.
Hot Toys, what are you doing?
That's funny.
That is horrible. Oh my God, that is so ghetto. So bad, so bad. Now, William, what about the accessories besides the 4 lightsaber hilts? What else?
Just the hands.
And that's it, right?
Yep.
USB powered?
It is USB-C. I'm about to plug it in right now.
Oh, and also whenever you can, remove the hairpiece. I want to see what that's all about.
Remove the hairpiece.
Yeah, apparently you're able to remove it and swap it out and interchange it with other pieces. I didn't know that.
Who does that?
It's all over. It's all over Facebook.
Well, interesting enough, it has instructions, so I will take a look to make sure that you're not trying to set me up for failure.
Yeah, because I want you to ruin your figure. And
now rip the hair off. Rip it off.
No, I said remove. I said remove the hairpiece because you can. How do you think you're going to move the eyes then? Duh. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So apparently,
see you're welcome.
I ain't moving the eyes right now, but apparently you pry the hair off the back with one.
Yeah, like the Joker, just like the purple coat Joker.
Well, I don't have the Joker.
Yeah, see, that's scary. I don't know about that though. I don't know if I want you to do that.
I'm not.
It's like, I'm not. So, guys, I may still play around with mine since it's the back anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But William is scared, so don't worry about it. I'll do mine for scientific purposes.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
Science shit.
Oh my god. You don't like science, William?
Not right now.
You don't like experimenting in the moment?
Let's see what this does. Oh shoot!
Wait, question, William. How much? Can you say the price? How much you paid or not?
What was MSRP?
4 and change.
Yeah, it was that plus shipping,
Oh wow. It's not
and then the $30 tariff.
Right. Oh, it's not terrible at all. I thought you were paying $800 and stuff.
Oh hell to the nah.
Yeah, this one I got for retail, so on Sideshow, so I'm good on that one.
Yeah, I still have one on Sideshow. Somebody just actually sent me the money to change it to their address.
Oh, you sold it, nice.
Yeah, just for cost.
Yeah.
What the frick?
What are you trying to do? The battery?
The
Oh, I hate those plugs. I hate those plugs. They should figure out a way to connect them and have them snap in and stay there.
I don't know.
I don't like how they easily bend, and that little connector always falls off, and it comes off and it lifts up, and it's so annoying.
Yeah, the one side just comes right out.
Yep. That's what I mean. Annoying. That whole setup, that little connector setup that they got is really annoying. That's why I only did it with certain ones. I only used it with certain ones. I didn't use that stuff on everybody because it's so annoying.
And it's like I'm trying to get that stupid little clip into the belt so you can have the little box hanging there. And of course,
guys, there's 18 of you guys in there. Please hit that like. There's 20 of you guys in there. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Who is the villain on this Luke's world?
What?
Who is the villain
On what?
on this Empire, Dark Empire?
The Dark Empire. It's Luke and the Emperor are the bad guys.
Oh wow. Hatu's getting hit by the tariffs. Isn't that to move the eyes? Yeah, you got to remove the hair to move the eyes. Correct. But he's not moving the eyes.
I don't need to move them currently.
Why would Fabs try to sabotage you, Cody? Exactly. Thank you, Ernesto.
Because Fabs is special.
Yeah, okay. See?
He'll be like, oh, I promise. Ha, ha, ha.
I would never. See? This,
He's
guys,
like,
what you're witnessing right now, I hope you guys are paying attention very, very well.
Have you ever heard of a psyop?
You can't gaslight me.
Yeah. I hate that feature. That you have to remove the hairpiece. Yeah, I didn't like that for the Joker at all. Like I told you guys, the hair started flaking for that reason, because you got to literally like rip off the hair from the back. It's so scary. Nah. At your own risk. Bring it up close so we can look at the face, the head sculpt, the eyes.
Yeah, one sec. I just am
Bradley, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
Hello!
Mitchell, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
Konnichiwa means what's up?
It says, I'm waiting for Hoth Luke. That's my Skywalker. Yeah, a lot of people waiting for Hoth Luke and Han.
Is that blurry?
Sick. What?
Is that camera blurry?
Yeah, very blurry up close. You just gotta focus it if you can.
It doesn't focus. I'm not fancy like that.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Yeah, no, so it's fine then. Yeah, because the closer you bring it, the more blurry it gets.
Right, and that's why when you were like, bring it closer.
Well, no, I thought you had like, a human camera.
Nope. Just a piece of crap.
It's a piece of crap.
You don't share your super chats with anybody, so I don't get nothing.
I know. All the $2 super chats that I get from Luch. Oh my god. Guys, so we got 19 votes. 53% said yes, you're getting this figure, and 47% said no. Now, another poll coming up. Pay attention, guys. Pay attention.
sabers have pretty decent brightness to them.
You put them on?
Well, the green one's on right now. And now I'm routing the red one.
Oh yeah, see, that's nice. How many lightsabers you have lit up right now at home? Like permanently lit up?
Over there where the Vader stuff is, Anakin has a red and a blue Ironworks sabers, and then the Obi-Wan Vader has a fusion reactor saber. So those are the three that are currently
How much for that fusion? How much for that fusion reactor?
What? How much did I pay?
Yeah.
I got them for I think like 75.
You got a few?
At the time, I had a bunch.
Yeah.
I buy a lot from people when they get rid of their crap. Everyone's always, boo-hoo. My car needs a new something.
a new oil pump.
Or like, I spent all my money on toys, and now I cannot live. And it's like, what?
Now I cannot live.
I'm getting out of the hobby.
He said, "I'm spent my money on toys, so now I cannot live." That's horrible.
Stuff that I read every day, man.
That is horrible. So now I cannot live.
And then I get like all these unsolicited messages of people like, "Hey, are you looking for this figure?" And it's like, why?
Because they see you buying everything out there, maybe.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Well, I need to sell it, blah blah blah." Then I say how much, and then they're like an obscene amount of money, and it's like, you really coming at me, trying to get me to buy your figure because you need it gone.
Oh my God. It's not even like a deal. It's the worst.
It's just like the ones that post, like, "I need these gone today," and it's like they have like a $200 figure for like $500, and it's like, and I'll comment and be like, "Are these prices in like CAD or
pesos?" In pesos? He goes, "Are these pesos?" No, those are the best. When you say stuff like that, I laugh at your comment and I go, "You're such a bully."
All right, so there's the red saber. Obviously, the red one does the same stuff that the other LED red ones do, where it's not quite as bright.
Now, question: are they the same length? They're not, right?
What, the saber links?
Yes. They don't look.
Yeah, they are.
How about the other ones?
What, the little ones?
Yeah.
Well, they were in the same slot, so yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. No, right now it looks, or maybe the angle.
Oh, good. The wrists pop off stupid easy. Womp womp.
Yeah, when the wrists take a long time to pop off, or they're very tight, it's annoying because then the peg comes out.
Yeah. So
I love how lately the figures pegs don't come out, which is great. Ernesto says sculpted for all and all artisan is pretty nice to have. My Cheeto hands like to move and post figures around from time to time.
Maybe I need to buy a nicer webcam.
Mr. Coat, I have a Moon Knight AE for Fab special price of only $14K. This guy. That's his friendly price. All right, so far, guys, we have 8 votes, and it looks like 4 are getting artisan and 4 are getting sculpted. So we're even with the poll right now. My God, you guys are collecting artisan like crazy, huh? I didn't think artisan was going to be like this.
Well, there's only so many of them.
Right. Yeah, so right now, out of 8, 4 and 4 are getting it.
Right,
now, question: Have you noticed that Scarlet Witch is dropping in price?
It's still in stock on a bunch of.
Yep. That's what I'm asking if you noticed.
Yeah,
she's still available, and the price is dropping. From what I paid to what it is now, it dropped about like $60.
I don't know. I saw somebody saying that it took them 3 hours to get her posed in a simple pose, and I'm not sure if that's user error or what.
Well, it's a very boring figure. She doesn't do much. Even if you pay attention to the Scarlet Witch from Multiverse of Madness and the WandaVision, I believe. I want to say Multiverse of Madness specifically. Remember how she came with the fingers that like glow, kinda?
Yeah.
The Artisan doesn't even have that.
All right, let me rejoin on my phone.
All right, hold on. All right, guys. So he's gonna join in a second. Let's give him a sec. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. So he can get close to it. It would be nice if you had a phone that wasn't 720p, you know?
The phone is?
Yeah, it's like, well, now I think it like focus, so it looks a little bit, yeah, there looks good.
I don't know. It's an iPhone 15 Pro Max.
Yeah, see, that's why you got to get the Samsung S25.
No, we don't do Droid in this house.
We don't do Droid. Oh my god.
All right, let me go move him over to the case.
Big Rib, how are you, my friend? Welcome. Welcome. Happy Friday. Don't be afraid of your toys, y'all. That's why they're made. This guy.
Who's afraid?
No. This is Luch. Luch talking smack. Because that's why he buys Fison, so he could do whatever he wants to them.
Yeah, whatever he wants, and some of it's not legal.
Luke looks like an usher in a movie theater.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see how you're gonna have yours posed. Look at that, 10 votes, still 50-50. Unbelievable.
Oh, look, it's Han Solo.
Look how nice that looks. You pose like Joe.
Like who?
Joe?
Oh.
Joe Copertino? Or Copertino?
Joe Cupertino?
He's becoming a somebody in the community, guys. You got to be careful with him.
What, Joe?
Joe, yeah. Everybody's like, man, you're the #1 veteran. Where is Joe? I'm surprised he's not here today. Joe, where are you?
Friday's taking some people by surprise.
Yeah. No, he's probably driving to Wisconsin to get a figure right now, so. Oh my god. Where is Joe? I don't even think he knows I'm streaming. That's why. Let me message him, see what he says. We are waiting for you on stream, Joe. Where are you? Let's see. He checked the message. He's gonna go on. Oh, look at that. I think he's coming on. Let's see. Let's see if he joins. See, I told you, he said I didn't know. See, he's coming. See, I told you guys, he doesn't know how to use YouTube. He doesn't have the notifications on or nothing. Driving to Wisconsin. Absolutely. You know he is. Where's Joe? Joe's coming. Where's JoJo? Look at that. That is beautiful. That's exactly what I was going to do. Both lightsabers. See how they copied me, guys?
First attempt at a pose.
Yeah, no, that looks very good.
And then we add the little red coin in a little holder.
Yeah, but that holder doesn't come with the figure, does it?
Nope, because I'm prepared.
No, I didn't think so. I was going to say, wait a minute.
The nice thing about black robes is when it hides the cables. Because, if you get real close in there, we got some.
Correct. Yes, I did it with the Obi-Wan Darth Vader. I tucked in the wires on that, but I don't do it with everybody unless it's a black suit.
Oh, I'll point the lightsaber.
How do you like it? How do you think it looks?
I think it looks nice.
Yeah, right. It looks good.
If it was just standing there, I think it would have a little less shelf presence. But this is why I moved the stairs over here when I was opening up Vader, and it was like this would be my Luke area, and then I only need one Luke, and so that's why I got rid of old Windswept.
Oh no! Figure it out. How are you, my? Hello. Now, William, question for you.
Wow.
Jojo, look who's here, Jojo.
Hello.
Big Dog, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
Hello.
William, question for you.
Yep.
Now, what other figures has Hot Toys made? Obviously, Legends related. We got Revan and Starkiller, but what about Dark Empire? Anything?
This is the only one so far.
So far, right? What can we expect from Dark Empire, since you know that shit?
If they were going to make another one, Boba Fett came back in Dark Empire, and that was when Han found out that he survived the Sarlacc pit. But it was just regular looking armor, but it's just with the art style. Like if this Luke was the colors of the art style of the comic, it would be not these colors, and so it would just be a regular Boba Fett.
So you're saying a Boba Fett Luke?
No. It's just I'm saying the comic itself was a bunch of like blues and purples for the colors of everything.
Gotcha.
Leia had some similar wearing stuff with her, her lightsaber and all that, but maybe the young Emperor, if they were really going to do something different. But because like this Luke obviously looks different than the Lukes that they've already done, but if they were to just I highly doubt they would do any other characters, but I never thought they would do Dark Empire Luke either.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Now that you see where they went, what would be your guess on what could be the next figure from specifically Dark Empire?
For Dark Empire, if I was making figures, I would do the young Emperor Palpatine, the clone one. Because other than that,
now you using the head sculpt of the Clone Wars Palpatine that they did already. If they were to reuse that, can they pull that off, or it has to be a completely different head sculpt?
If they were to do like a 2 head sculpts where it had like the young looking head before he would fry the body using the dark side, that would be one thing. And then maybe include, a fried out looking one to be in there with it. But
William, when did that Palpatine come out? The one is that a custom? I was gonna say that's a custom.
It's the Galaxy Old Man knockoff.
Yeah, that's what I thought. No, that's what I thought, because I was like, wait a minute, that didn't come out yet. How do you have it? I just realized what it was.
And then I bought some parts off of Toy Anxiety from the Clone Wars one and combined them together.
Also, I don't know if you know, but there's another website called bscrap.co, and he sells that stuff too. I don't know if you ever checked.
B Scrap? I thought it was BS Crap.
That's what it is. B
Scrap
or BS Crap.
BSCrapco.com.
Right. No, bscrap.co. What are you talking about? So, do you ever check there or no?
Yes, I buy from Brandon.
Well, I have to plug him because he tried to sell me some Luke hairpiece that I already have.
Well, FabsFigures has a code on BS Crapco.
That's correct, guys. Thank you. I completely forgot because Brandon doesn't talk to me anymore. Guys, if you ever go on Brandon's website, BS Crap CRAP.co, FabsFigures coupon code, you get, I believe, $15 off, which is not bad. So go.
I used that code when I actually bought the Dooku tunic, pants, and robe.
My code?
Yep.
Oh, look at that. 15
Because-
bucks, right?
Yeah, because that's my I made that Dooku.
Oh, this is not the real one?
Nope.
What
It's
Hefty
all-
was that?
It's just like a $20 eBay special.
Well, it looks good from far. I don't know how good it is from close.
It looks pretty good up close. The hair is just a little too white, but the rest of it from the neck down, it's a World Box body and it's Hot Toys parts for everything but the boots.
And they mesh well, the Hot Toys parts with the body?
Yeah, it fits pretty good. The pants are a little loose because I don't have a fat suit on him.
Right.
But other than that, he's holding the Artisan Dooku saber, so I'm making use of that.
Oh, gotcha. Of the light side.
Because he's got a light up one over here, so he doesn't need
Right.
Dooku's not lit one in his hand because that would be a little weird if one was lit and
Wow,
one wasn't.
Look at that collection, guys. You already got all the commandos too.
Star Wars.
You don't even need the new commandos, do you?
No.
You're not getting them, right?
No, I've my Scorch went to you.
Right.
And I have a boss on pre-order for whoever missed out. Whenever I do the missed out ones, I don't make any money off it. I just switch the address to somebody. They pay MSRP. All I get out of it really is the reward points.
Right. For doing somebody the favor.
And then somebody gets the figure without paying crazy amounts for it because
right.
Which
is worth every penny. It's worth every penny. You know what I mean? That hookup right there. Because anybody, even if they charge you an extra 30, 40 bucks, they're making money.
Yeah.
Guys, please hit that like button. There's 19 of you guys in here. Look at that. Beautiful. How much was that, William?
What, to get it rooted?
Yeah.
It was Tina's early work. I think it was only like $70.
That looks really good.
Because that was before she got like all really busy. Because everybody wants to get her work.
No, that was so. How do you feel about the figure? Are you happy about the figure? What would you change about the figure?
This is my collection of old Star Wars toys and Marvel toys from back in the day. My dad sent me all these old pictures.
So you have a lot of value there, or not really?
I don't own any of those anymore, but there's like the Hasbro Scout Trooper on a bike up there. I see a Hasbro Dooku from the waist down on the top row. So it's like I had all these, the 12-inch Star Wars Hasbro figures. But you said, what do I like about the figure? The hair. I'm a sucker for a good rooted hair sculpt. Good rooted head sculpt, because when it's actually looks good, it looks good. It doesn't look like a Barbie or anything nuts like that. But because I've had some not the greatest hair on rooted sculpts. The two sabers, I like the look of him holding both of them, where in line with the comic of him walking the line between light and dark, and going too far in the wrong direction, and his sister had to save him. Yeah, the accessories besides lightsabers and hands, I'm not sure what it would come with, but it's just when you have an Artisan and you open it up, like I said, this was the smallest Artisan box so far, and it just didn't really seem to have much of anything. And I know Anakin only came with lightsabers, the stand, hand.
No, but light side Anakin felt like there was a lot more in that box than the dark side Anakin. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, with his little arm, his mechanical arm, and all that stuff.
Right.
So it's just, I like the light side one, even though he has dark side eyes.
Oh, that's what you did? Which eyes did you put in there? The OT?
The OT. Because if for anybody who's trying to do the eye swaps, do not take Darth Maul eyes from an old Darth Maul and try to shove it into these head sculpts. It will stretch out the eye sockets.
Yep.
Ask me how I know.
Well, let me tell you what happened.
I did.
When the OT eyes started coming out, and people started swapping, not the OTIs. People started swapping the DX, the new mall, right? The last one,
Yeah,
the 2.0,
DX18.
right? The 2.0. Those eyes I started swapping, right? I don't have the figure yet, so I have the original one, the 1.0. When I went to do that, right, to try it in another head sculpt, they weren't fitting. And I was like, wait a minute. And I didn't want to shove them in there and force them in there because I was like, I was more worried about the eye, scratching it or forcing it in there, ruining it. I didn't even think of the socket, but I'm like, I am not pushing this in here. If it's not meant to fit, it ain't going to fit. So that's why I didn't even bother putting one in. So I'm glad I didn't. How did you find out? What happened?
I shoved him in Anakin's head.
And then?
And then the regular eyes just fall out because I stretched out the sockets. So
what is the heat gun?
Well, I went and asked some of my customizer friends, and the head ended up in the freezer, and now the eyes fit better again.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was put the eyes in, put some putty behind the eyes to hold them in place, put it in the freezer, let the plastic contract or the rubber contract back against it. And so thankfully it seems to be doing good over there.
Wow, what a nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, your best bet could have been a little bit of blue tack under, you know what I mean? Like under, like on the inside of it.
Yeah.
And that would have been it.
Yep.
Oh man, that's horrible. Can you imagine?
No
roaches tonight, correct. Thank God.
He looks good from across the way.
No, he looks, as I'm saying, it's a very classy figure. It's a very classy figure.
He has
not much to it, but it's a very classy figure.
He has decent shelf presence.
Yep. Well, you put him on those steps too. That looks nice.
Yeah, because if he just was on the circle base, it's the circle
Even
base
more
it's the new sand base.
Correct. It'd be more boring.
Because the only one that has the circle base out is Sidious.
Right.
And that's just because the body I used isn't the greatest, so he can't really. Yeah, I don't trust him to stand on his own. So eventually I should probably upgrade the body since I'm trying to, have one of each represented type of thing for the Sith.
Right. Ghost, how are you, my friend? First time here. Nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, no, that looks great, man. Now, what is your next figure coming?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't have anything on pre-order?
The Hono Iron Man should be coming sometime soon. There are more actually. You asked about LED sabers. I have the regular LED sabers over here for Revan. I forgot that I had those wired up.
Where do you get LED lightsabers?
No, those are just the regular ones that come with the Hot Toys one.
Oh, I thought you meant like, the custom LED ones.
Yeah, these are just the regular ones. But yeah, Hono Iron Man should be coming out soon. I don't have Han on order, the Return of the Jedi one, because I really like the New Hope one, and I'm kind of glad if I'm avoiding forehead gate. But I saw some in-hand photos today that it didn't look terrible.
Oh my God, we got a super chat from Jason. How are you, my friend? I feel like I haven't seen you in so long. Thank you so much. It's just my opinion, folks, but I'm disappointed in the Artisan line. I just don't see the value there. I own a few. First of all, my friend, this is for you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, you.
No, thank you, bro.
Thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, seriously, you.
No, seriously, thank you, bro.
No, for real, you.
No, thank you.
And go ahead. You tell him what you think of the Artisan line, and then I'll go.
It's if you were to pay somebody to root ahead for you, then you're going to be spending more for a decent rooting job than because the MSRP for Dark Empire Luke, I think, was like 150 less or something, or 100 less. Right. And if you can get that good of a hair job for $100, then let me know who they are. I'll add them to my Rolodex of people when I need work done. But with Dark Empire, Luke, it's nice that there was the regular and the artisan, so people have the option.
Right.
The Anakin's not so much, not yet. There's always an anniversary or two coming up, and they're always a couple years behind on some of the anniversaries. So when they have options, it is nicer for somebody who wants to spend, just a little bit more to have that realism. But there are some nice sculpted ones that, look pretty realistic too. It's just that when you like the Luke on this one, the way that the hair was right out of the container, I know Fabs hates on some artisan ones, but some artisan ones fresh out the container have some really nice hair. And
Wait, which ones do I hate on?
In art, I meant.
Oh yeah, in art.
Yeah, I used the wrong word. In art, you hate on, but some of the in art ones, like the Gandalf, you take that out and you look at the hair on it. It's like this is a really nice rooting job on this thing.
It's a really nice rooting job because of the type of hair, the type of hairstyle that it is, right? So it's a very, very straight, very clean look to the head sculpt. That's why it looks good, right? But it's not because they did, they styled it perfectly or they did anything fancy. That's just what it's supposed to look like.
Right. The same thing with artisan, where if people, I think, mess with them too much.
Yep.
And then, like with the whole my hair's falling out stuff from those random people that were posting those, and it's like, I'm still convinced that whoever was doing that was using something that was soluble to the glue that was used in the hair.
Right.
Because, like if it's water-based glue and you're adding water to the hair, it's going to dissolve the glue.
Right.
And it's like, oh, I'm just trying to style it. And then, my Joker, the hair's falling out. And it's like, well, I don't know. I don't. The average collector, when they say that something's wrong with it when it's coming out of the box, means they actually did something to it.
Right.
Where, like the Ahsoka thing with all the arms breaking, it's like, well, did you yank the hell out of it and then it snapped in half? Or did you barely touch it and it snapped? It's like, I don't think so. He gave a $50 super chat. What the F?
Jason is the king of super chats. Every time it's 50. He's given me, I think, 100, I believe, for Christmas one year. This is leave Jason alone, okay? My next question was
see you're not helping me with my camera with my $2 super chat.
Where's my camera? So listen to this. I have a question for you. Now, regarding the artisan, so far, what is your favorite figure out of everything artisan that is released?
I would say the light side Anakin.
Light side Anakin. Why that one?
Because obviously I like Anakin, but just the way that the hair is styled, it looks, like Episode 3 Hayden Christensen. Like, it's the head sculpt looks like him, the eyes, the whole figure I think looks like Hayden Christensen. And the dark side one, when I had it, that whole like half mouth thing with it, I just didn't quite like that one. So I was like, well, I'm only going to keep one. And so then I moved.
You don't have both?
No.
Oh, that's crazy for a fan, for an Anakin fan. Not to want to have both.
Well, just wait until I win one in a raffle that I entered for it right now. It should be drawing tonight or tomorrow.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if you win it and you send it to me for once? So Jason, this is what I was going to say. So, and this is what Mike, means when we talk about this, right? When he says,
who cares?
It's not, right. Like who needs this? At the end of the day, artisan is unnecessary, period. It's just that simple. Nobody needs any of this at these prices.
Nobody needs any of these toys ever.
No, exactly. Nobody needs any of it. And then, again, exactly. You don't need the toys to begin with, especially at these prices, right? And then you add that fake hair that's supposed to look like real hair. Again, even more unnecessary. So that's why I've always said from day one, from the moment what was the first Artisan figure? The Imposter Joker, right?
That was the first one that was released.
Oh no, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was the real.
She wasn't Artisan technically.
Well, she wasn't right. She wasn't labeled Artisan, but she was
the first one with the wool hair implementation.
Right, with the wool hair, and then after that was what?
Joker.
The Imposter Joker, right?
No, regular Joker went up for PO first.
No, but I'm saying which one came out?
Like released?
Yeah,
Imposter.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So when Imposter came out, I remember, telling you guys, this is not worth that. It's not worth whatever it is that they're even retail. It is not worth that.
Yeah, Imposter goes for like $300 right now.
Right. So even retail, it is not worth any of it. Right. Again, you buy it because you like it. You want it because it looks more real. Right. We talked about this topic with Mike on Saturday. It's not about better. Right. I don't think anybody's buying. Again, at least I assume that not anybody's buying Artisan because they think it's better. Right. Obviously, it does make the figure look more real, and that's about it. If you pay attention to the accessories also, like I was telling William earlier, if you pay attention to the Scarlet Witch accessories, right? It's literally hands, 4 effects, right? The 2 long ones, the 2 balls, the base, the hands, and that's it. That's your entire Artisan figure, right? And the necklace, right? You put the necklace on. That's your entire Artisan figure, right? The hands. Remember that the Multiverse of Madness figure, right? She had the fingertips with the clear, right? To make it look like she had the, her power coming through her hands. They didn't even bother giving you that for the Artisan at all. So they give you just the plain hands, no effects, nothing. So the Artisan comes down to what? The most basic figure you can get, but the hair is wool or real. That's it. The only way that Artisan would be better than sculpted is, for example, there have been figures. I don't think that's really happening anymore because Hot Toys has modified the way that they're sculpting hair, especially female hair at that. But some figures sometimes, right, when you go turn the head, the stiff sculpted hair does not allow for the neck to turn. So that figure, because of that, doesn't have the full articulation that an Artisan figure.
That was Dark Side Anakin, where the hair would rip up the tunic.
Right. Correct. So that's my point. So the hairs, at least back then, like I said, they've changed it with She-Hulk. They've changed it with the Mighty Thor, right? They've been changing it. But my point is, articulation-wise, having a sculpted hair, long female hair that is very long and stiff, that doesn't allow the neck to articulate properly or turn properly. But then you have the Artisan version, right, with the wool curls or the wool hair, right, where you can freely turn everything. Which one's better regarding the neck articulation? Obviously, Artisan, just because of that, period. So if you're looking for articulation, the Artisan obviously is going to be the way to go. But that's it. There's no, they gave the Artisan more things, more accessories, specials. None of it. We're not getting shit with these Artisans.
I need to get going. But last thing here, this is a picture from the comic of Luke from Dark Empire. This is the coloring that I was talking about in the comic. So the covers,
that tone.
Yeah, the covers were, painted and looked, like regular, what you would expect from Star Wars stuff. But then the interior art was a bunch of blues and purples, pinks, hues, violets, all that stuff. And, so if you're
make
not
it look really old.
well, yeah, but it's when you're not used to that art style, or you see this as the cover, and then you open it and you see this, and you're like, wait, what the hell? And it's just it was a very stylistic choice that they used for the comic. But
Right. Yeah, that's cool.
but thanks for having me on. I got to
Willem,
get
thank you.
going.
Yeah, I'll
All
talk
right.
to you. Thank you for coming. I'll see you later.
All right, bye everybody.
All right, have a good night. Let me see what you guys are saying. He said, "Do you collect ghosts?" This guy, peasant, unbelievable. Let's see who else. Bring out the garlic posing session. Yeah, no, he wasn't posing shit. Is Figment Miss Wormgirl? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Negative Illusion. I need the sculpted. I want to pose it. I've been collecting Hot Toys for 10 years plus. I also buy Soul of Shogo King and Metal Build. Oh, look at that. That's awesome. Add Myth Cloth X. Ooh, that's a lot of stuff, my friend. Figure it out. Sideshow shipped my Darth Maul 2.0 Deluxe yesterday. Ooh, yeah, mine's coming, I think, next week. Or in 2 weeks. Next week or 2 weeks. I can't wait for that thing. Oh, you guys have no idea. I can't wait. Because I don't see the Hot Toys, the value in Hot Toys. No, there is no value. There is no value whatsoever. Nothing holding value, really. Even in art, right? Your golden company. What are they holding? What value are they holding?
Don't worry, I'll wait.
They're even worse than Hot Toys. So it's just, Hot Toys killed their own value. That's very well documented, right? Anytime any figure had any value, they would kill it with the reissue. They would kill it with, making it a different version. Same character, just a different version. For example, look at Marty. Marty McFly, right? The original version was a hit. Everybody was overpaying for that figure, right? It came with a bunch of stuff that the second release didn't come with. Head sculpt completely different, right? So did they have to do that? Absolutely not. But they did it because they wanted to add Einstein to the new, to the new figure. So it's not anything new, but Hot Toys has been the only one to kill themselves when it comes to, their figures or their product retaining any value. In art hasn't had the chance to do that. The problem is in art sucks. And I know you guys think it's so great, it's so good, it's so amazing. If that were the case, because remember, they're very limited too. It's not like they're making, thousands and thousands or any more numbers than Hot Toys. I could tell you that for a fact. Okay? There's no way that there are more in-art collectors than there are Hot Toys collectors. It's impossible. Okay? So with that alone, that means that they're not making the numbers that Hot Toys is making. So therefore, what value can they possibly hold? Again, they're more limited. They're just not labeled that they're limited, but they're way more limited, right? So they should be holding value. Why? The numbers that are out there, again, are already limited. So somebody who just came in looking for this, they shouldn't be able to find it. But they're everywhere. So that's the issue with that. But Hot Toys for forever was the only one holding all the value. That's why Hot Toys killed it. You would check a look for a figure and it would be going for stupid amount of money, like stupid. I sold, and I've told you guys this story a billion times. I used to buy like double, which I did for a long time, but they would sell out within, hours. And let me tell you something. The figure would be 150, 160, 170. I would sell it for 300, 400, 500, 600, obviously depending on what it was, 600 on eBay, everything on eBay. I was making bank because it was rare. Everything was more rare. The community wasn't destroyed like it is now. People were not demanding that everybody get everything like they do now. So that's what happens. And when Hot Toys as a company sees people asking for a product and they see that there's money to be made with that product, why wouldn't they make it? So that's how they do it. right? It's easy money for them. They don't have to buy anything new. They don't have to spend money on R&D because everything was already made previously. So it's just easy money. You just put it together, paint it, done. There's your, there's your $100,000. There's your 200, whatever it is that they make. It's easy money. So that's why, it sucks for us. And I will always say it sucks for us as collectors. But if you don't look at it as, if you were the business owner, you would be like, I don't care what you say. I'm looking to make money. If you don't want to buy it, that's your problem. But guess what? Somebody else will. That's why they don't care about our words. They don't care about us talking shit. They care about our money. So that's why our only power is money. If we don't buy it, guess what? Project canceled, project modified, project changed, project updated. Because guess what? They need that money. And if we don't give it to them, there is no product sold. Period. It's that simple. There's no, but if we talk shit, no, they don't care. As long as they're getting orders, you can talk all the shit you want. They don't care what you have to say. Complaints, though, are very important within that beginning time frame of when anything's announced. Right? But again, if you're just sitting there talking shit for no reason, they don't care. They're not going to care. The moment they see they're getting pre-orders, and even getting pre-orders, they will still fix something like they did Jack Sparrow. They will still fix the issue because somebody let them know. They caught it ahead of time, right? They didn't bother with Jack Sparrow because there was nothing to fix. You don't need those things painted. But look what they did with John Wick. Somebody pointed out from the tease, hey, he's not missing the finger. What do? They removed it. Here's the finger. When the figure came out, boom, the finger's removed. They had orders already. They had pre-orders already. So what do? All right, we already got orders. Let's fix it anyway because we haven't made shit yet. So why? It doesn't cost us anything to remove a finger from a hand that we're going to print or cast or make a billion times anyway. So that's why they will, if it's worth it, if it makes sense, of course they'll listen and they'll fix it. But if you don't pay for anything, they either have to cancel the project or do what it is that we're complaining about, that, whatever the reason is that we didn't order the figure. Spider-Man 2099. Perfect example. I don't know why Hot Toys thought that it was cool to get that type of figure. They tried it. We let them know. I don't think so. And what do? All right, you guys didn't buy this. You guys didn't want this because you didn't pre-order this with your money. So we have to give you what it is that you're asking for, which was the suit. Everybody wanted a suit. Oh, you got to give it a suit because, those joints, blah, blah. What do? Weeks later, here's your suit. Because we told them that we weren't going to buy shit without them fixing the figure. If they would have gotten pre-orders, believe me when I tell you, maybe they would have fixed it, but maybe not. If it would have sold perfectly fine without the suit, believe me when I tell you, they would have left it alone. Because that means that people support the project. If people are buying it, people support it. That's a problem, Let me see what you guys are saying. I saw Hot Toys as soon as I finished paying Superior Spider-Man. Just pre-ordered Nightfall Batman. Nightfall Batman's nice. Boring, but nice. Bring out the garlic posing session. Oh, wait. Why am I up here again? What's going on? Anakin, there's no sand on me version. When I was doing the giveaway. Well, you guys saw that William left. The person doing the giveaway bounced on all of you. So, sorry, guys. I guess next time I think actually he may be on tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. So, guys, there's 25 votes, 60% getting Artisan. Look at that. Awesome. Let's see. Albert, how are you, my friend? Welcome. Let's see. 25 likes, 27 in here. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button, please. Imposter and Purple Core Artisan are dope. Yep. K Paisa. Oh my God, this guy. Jason, what are you doing? Thanks. I just assume Artisan was way more. No, thank you. So in the beginning, I remember specifically saying that, DX, blah, blah, blah. It's always been the best of everything. So now you're getting, Artisan DX. So I expected, the best everything. Clearly, we didn't get that. A regular standard DX is more, right? We get more from a standard DX, like a DX19, than we do DX Artisan. Like I said, the hands for Scarlet Witch. Why would they give that to us with an MMS, but they wouldn't give that to us with an Artisan DX? We don't have to get every single pair of hands fancy. Give us one pair, two hands, one pair. Just because you can, right? They could have easily given us hands from the Multiverse of Madness version that they have sitting there by the hundreds. All they needed to have was just one pair. Here you go, one pair. Everything else standard, one pair, a fancy one. Nope, everything's the cheapest, everything. And when I say cheapest, I mean like the most basic. I don't mean like, cheaper materials, just the most basic. That's what we're getting. We're getting the most basic stuff. So pretty much what we need to know about Artisan is that the focus is this, because everything else is basic. So we're overpaying just for this, which again, we know that, because if you compare a sculpted version with an Artisan version, it's the same exact thing besides this. So that's what I'm saying. So is it worth to pay an extra $200 for hair? Absolutely not. Especially because, like I said, in the beginning, everybody thought, you can style it. It's going to be a problem. If you don't take care of it, blah, blah. Everybody thought we were going to be playing with hair. As you guys, for those who have it now, nobody's playing with hair. Nobody's touching hair. So it's not even a hair that you're going to see like, let me style. I got to wet it. You can't touch it. Because the moment it gets ruined, there goes that head sculpt. And you're not fixing that. I don't care who you are. So that's why it's scary. So you're paying more for something that if it gets ruined, God forbid, it is done. One thing that I would think would be a great idea, which I don't know if it works, but it could, right? What if we're able to swap or interchange head sculpts, the Artisan hair with the sculpted hair? If it's removable that way, I don't see why we couldn't. So that would be cool, right? To have the option or to give us both. I think that would be better, right? Give us both. Give us the option of, we're already overpaying just for the hair. Why not give us the sculpted version too as a gift? We're already overpaying and it's only a piece of plastic with a magnet on it anyway. So why not? That would be perfect. That would be great. You get both versions. You could display or however the hell you want. Obviously, you're going to pay for both. But if you want to display, sculpted, that's your problem. But we got them. I think that's a great idea. And thank you, my friend. I appreciate it as always. This is for you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, you.
No, thank you, bro.
Thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, seriously, you.
No, seriously, thank you, bro.
No, for real, you.
No, thank you.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Carter says, so what you're saying is that you used to be there was so much money to be made. Again, it wasn't as popular. It was more underground. The figures came and went, right? The figures were coming, sold out, boom, on eBay. You had to go literally right on eBay to get them as soon as possible before they kept increasing in price. Absolutely. There's money to be made. Wherever there's money to be made, there's money to be made. So I never took it as, oh, you're a scalper. I've spent tens of thousands, if not over $100,000, okay, on this stuff. You're going to tell me that I can't make money on it? Why? Why can't I make money? If I'm putting literally all my spare money into this hobby, why can't I make money out of it? What's the problem with that? So that's what it is. That's why even now, what do I tell you? All this stuff, the super chats, the YouTube money, that goes right back into all of it. Figures, the fucking that StreamYard, almost $90 a month. So it's I've always done it to keep buying more. Period. My doubles, my triples, my cases. I sell this so I could buy more of this. Right? It's not like, oh, let me sell this so I can go pay my bills. Never, ever. These figures are investments, though. No, they're not, though. They used to be an investment. The way that they're an investment now is if you're looking to get out, like, immediately, right? Like, get out of the figure. Meaning, you buy the figure, you display it for however long, and then you get rid of it as soon as possible. Why? That value, and you're not keeping all of it, but most of the value will still be retained by you getting rid of the figure while it's still fresh. Again, that changes depending on the figure, the character, how many were made, blah, blah, blah. So different variables, but forget all that. Right? So you get the figure, and I forgot what I was saying. You get the figure, and let's say you want to get out of it as much as possible, right? The figure was $285. You're not going to get $285 ever, especially in this market right now. Last year, the year before, and the year before. After 2020, you weren't getting, that value of anything anymore. So if you want to keep any value, you ought to buy the figure and try to get rid of it as soon as possible because, again, it's still fresh. It's still popular. It just came out. People are still looking for it, right? People don't want to pay retail, but you're selling it for a little bit cheaper. You'll get rid of it immediately. Once the figure is past its time, there's no value. Why? We talked about this yesterday. Why is Joe getting figures for $100? 100 Canadian pesos. Because that's what they're worth. He's not getting deals. He's not getting discounts. He's not getting all these figures for cheaper because, he's Trump. He's the master of the deal. No, they lost so much value that he's able to get them for 100 Canadian dollars. Right? So that's the problem with the value. The value and the value that the figures kept used to come from, again, very rare. And they weren't even limited. They were just rare. It wasn't the hobby wasn't what it is now. It wasn't as crowded, as flooded, right? You didn't have the people constantly, buying and selling. Oh, let me buy this so I can then go sell it and killing the market value also. There was none of that. Everybody that sold anything was selling for over retail, no matter what it was. There was nobody trying to, I need to pay my bill, so the figure's going for $500, but give me $200. Nobody did that. So everybody during that time felt like a scalper because everybody was charging you price and a half to double. Used, which was the worst part. Used. You were paying for a figure that was 160, 170, 180, 190. You were paying 300, 350, 400, 450, 500 used. Obviously, you could get it new if you wanted to, but used was how you were saving some money. And it was still sometimes, retail and a half to double. That's what it was because there weren't that many. Now it's a joke. Now nothing's holding value. And then remember, there was a time when Hot Toys was purposely killing the value of it. Why? I don't know why you would do that to your own company, but they were doing it, so which never made sense to me. I told you guys, when I was streaming the very beginning, I would tell you guys it doesn't make sense why they would do this to themselves. If I'm a company and I make a product and my product is, it's going, if I sell for $200 and all of a sudden it's selling in the secondary market for, 800, 1,000, to me as a company, that makes me feel like shit. I made a good product. People are willing to pay this much for my product. So that makes my name that much more valuable. Why would I go kill it making the same figure again? That's stupid. Again, I understand they're the one making the money at the, when they reissue the figure, not the reseller. I get that. And I understand this is why they do it. But it's like, yo, are you really that greedy? Yes. That's the answer. They're greedy. It's money. If you're in the business, you want to make money. So you could get upset about it. They're going to keep doing it anyway. 24 likes. Yes, thank you guys. Thank you. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't yet. I'm invested in the nostalgia and enjoyment of having hot toys. The money isn't important to me. I've never sold a figure. Yeah, and that's another thing. A lot of people in this community, just to stay, up to stay caught up with everything that's coming out, right? So they'll sell their stuff, whether it's at a loss or still sell a few figures just to be able to buy that new one. It's what's the point of that? Let me get rid of 3 figures so I can buy one. It's your life. Do whatever you want, but what are you collecting? Again, that's just to buy the new stuff. Oh, I want the new one. Let me get rid of the old stuff. What are you collecting then? So that I never understood. Ash, how are you, my friend? I thought you were here the whole time.
Hello.
Did you leave? Did you leave? I am Legend. How are you, my friend? Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome. Let's see. Geez, morning. Where are you, Alaska? Where are you? Okay, but Faz, you said the other day that it doesn't matter how much money you have spent on hot toys. No, it doesn't. What do you mean? It doesn't matter. How much have I spent? Like I said, over 150 grand easy. You think I'm sitting here going, oh, I'll get 100,000 back. I'll get 125 back. Never, ever. So if you're doing this, if you're buying this, and again, if you're worried about value and money, you're buying it and you're getting rid of it. You're buying it and you're getting rid of it. That's the only way you're going to keep some of your money. That's it. If you're holding it for years and years, another reason why you're not holding any value either. Now you got the 2.0s. Who's going to buy a 1.0? Perfect example. Look at the Iron Man figures. All plastic to all die cast, bigger, heavy, more articulation, better looking, better paint, better everything. Why would you go back for the 1.0? Why would anybody? If I were to, let's say I retire right now. Guys, I'm done. See ya. Now I got to get rid of all these, Mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all plastic. Who's going to pay me $100 for these things?
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Nobody. Maybe somebody who's like, oh, I'll take them just for the hell of it. But not because they're like, oh, they're great. They're better than the new ones. They're going to look amazing. No, because now they're smaller, right? Tiny compared to a die-cast Iron Man. So no, why would anybody say, oh, yeah, let me spend, let's say the 7. Let me spend $150 per figure. When they could go buy the new ones, the die-cast. That's what I mean. You're not going to sell that. And if you do, it's going to be for nothing. Because people are going to say, again, smart people are going to say, wait a minute. I'm spending $150 here or 100 and whatever, 125, 150, 175. If I just save up $200 more, I could get myself a 2.0. So why would you go backwards for something that there's something way better than what you're buying? So it's difficult. I'm not saying I'm not selling them, but I'm not getting what I paid for any of it. So that's the problem, right? So if I were sitting here going, oh, I'm collecting all this garbage so I could go sell it later on and make a profit, that's retarded. That doesn't even make sense, especially because we know since 2020, nothing's holding value because they've been, overproducing everything until recently. especially the entire Endgame Infinity War era. Everything is worthless. So what can I expect? And then forget the Hot Toys. Remember, we're talking about Hot Toys. What about the third party? That's even more garbage. So what can you expect out of retiring from this hobby? So I don't care about how much money I spend. I spend it because I like it. I spend it because I love it. I spend it because I love the figures. I spend it because I love the company. That's it. It's the passion of the figures. It's loving the product. That's it. That's what you're buying. You're not buying it because, oh, in a few years, I'm going to make $1,000 per figure. It is never going to happen. I'm not saying that there aren't some figures that are going to be valuable and have, be worth something. I'm not saying that. But it's not the majority. Anywhere near close to the majority. It'll be a rare figure here, a rare figure there. That's it. It's not like everything, especially look at the Marvel. Nothing Marvel is worth anything. Nothing. So if you're a big Marvel lover and your collection consists of mostly Marvel stuff, what can you expect to get if you decide to sell your stuff tomorrow? Nothing. Nothing. You spend $5,000, you are getting maybe $1,000 if you're lucky. If you're lucky. And again, depending on what it is. It's crazy. It's crazy. So if you're, like I said, if you're in this hobby for money or whatever, this ain't for you. This is not for you. Hot Toys is not an investment as the Iron Man Mark 7. No, they're not. They're not. They're just not. They used to be. Absolutely, they're not. Hey, Fabs, what Gora are you rocking on that sideshow? What? What Gora are you rocking on that sideshow hat? What do you mean? What do you mean, what Gora? What hat are you rocking on the sideshow hat? Gora means hat. So you said, what hat are you rocking on that sideshow hat? Sideshow? Sideshow. Aren't I supposed to be there? I couldn't edit. What? Your road fast. I can double my money. I was like, wait a minute, where's this coming from? Yeah, imagine this guy is getting everything at $100. He's gonna double it. Oh my god. Can you imagine if you do, Joe? That would be insane. That would be insanity. The taco collector, art of the burrito. This guy. All the Blitzway that some of y'all don't want is exactly. Blitzway is an investment. Absolutely. And I can tell you, hands down, pretty much everything that I own from Blitzway, I can put up right now, gone. Fight Club, I'm pretty sure is still doing well. Universal Soldiers, I believe it's their number one hit, and that thing you can't go near. I got both of them. I believe Carlito's Way was one of them. You got Scarface with the chair. That was one of them. What else? There was a Hannibal Lecter figure. I don't have that one. What else? Everything that they made, again, not the robots, not all that stuff, just the figures. Everything they've made was never reissued. Everything they've made was never 2.0'd until, again, the Ghostbusters, which everybody's talking about. But Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, like I mentioned, the Universal Soldier, everything was a hit. All the value is there because there's no replacement. And the figure bodies are great quality. Everything is good. So that's where your money is. If you're collecting, look at the, if you don't believe what I'm saying, look at the Ghostbusters version 1. Look at the Ecto 1 version 1. Look at the Afterlife vehicle. I believe the Afterlife vehicle, they did a second run, if I'm not mistaken, but go look at the prices of it now. That's your value. You can't even say that with the vehicles for Hot Toys because the 89 was remade. The Tumbler was remade. The Bad Pod was remade. So they killed the value themselves. Again, I get it, for money, but for us, again, they're not worried about us. They shouldn't be worried about us. They're worried about themselves as a company. That's why our only control and our only power is our money. Because they're going to do whatever it is that they want to do for their business. So we got to do what we got to do for our collection. That's it. That's all we can do. The people who don't buy shit, what do? Talk shit. That's it. Anytime there's anything announced, always somebody talking shit. Doesn't matter what it is. So you think Hot Toys is going to be like, oh, man, they're talking shit. We got to stop. We got to give them everything they want because they're talking shit. Absolutely not, because they know that people who support the project are making their pre-orders. So they don't care about you talking shit. They care when you don't spend your money and you don't give them that pre-order money. That's when they care, and they go, oh, wait a minute. We got to fix this. And that's when they fix it. So very simple. Guys, there's 33 of you guys here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here as well. So the seller makes money. Hot Toys is great. But if Hot Toys makes the money, Hot Toys is great. No, again, that's what I said. It's a business. There's no greed in the business. And what I'm saying, greed is the fact that it kills us as collectors. So they look greedy. Because it's like, yo, you already made the figure once. It's holding value for us who already paid you for your product. Why can't you leave this value for us that you made? They made the figure, they made the numbers, they created the value, right? We own the figure that we purchased from them at the price that they wanted to sell it for. Leave our value alone. Why you got to fuck with it? So that's greed. To me, that's greed. Why do you have to ruin that value? Because you want more money. So it's understandable. It's a business. So of course they're going to want more money. But it's greed to me because it's like, yo, if they didn't make the figure, I understand. All right, yo, they never made the figure. They got to make this figure. But they've made the figure. And the worst part is they purposely remake it to kill that value. That's what bothers me. And that's why it's greed. But not that they shouldn't be making money. What do you mean? Figured out Pink Pants Iron Man ain't going to say that. That's another problem. Pink Panty problem with Mark III. Mark IV, I think specifically the Mark III, but maybe the Mark IV too. But all those plastic pants, underwears for the plastic Iron Man figures, all that stuff is garbage now. The articulation is not the same. All the plastic is cheap crap now compared to all the, the amazing stuff we're getting now. So it's going backwards is not even, again, obviously for some things you have to go backwards because they'll never make that stuff again. But Iron Man, there is absolutely no reason for you to go backwards, specifically for the 1 through 7. That's it. Go back for anything House Party Protocol from Iron Man 3. Go back for anything, anything special, anything, the Secret Project Iron Man Mark IV. You could go back for the milk version, War Machine, right? All these special things, absolutely, right? But the 1 through 7, since it's already made in diecast, why? Why go back for that? You got Sub-Zero Mark 7. You have Stealth Mark 7, right? You have Silver Centurion, Shotgun, right? All these different marks from Iron Man 3, right? Those are cool. They're most likely never going to be made again. So that's what I mean, right? So if you want to go back for those, obviously it's still plastic, but those looks will most likely never get again. So that's why those are worth it, because they never made them again. They're most likely never going to make them again. But 1 through 7, why? Let me see. You're absolutely right, Bobby. I got almost everything Blitzway. Exactly. Zorro. That's another one. Zorro was a good one too. So Blitzway, yeah, and you got a lot of Blitzway too recently, Joe. You've been getting a lot of Blitzway. So that's what I'm saying. The only problem is your stuff is used. So for you to sell that used, but if it was brand new sealed, it's a different story, I see. Of course, where your favorite shows, Mark 50. It's like show us on the Mark 50. This guy. Guys, there's 33 of you guys here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Harold, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing.
Welcome. Where have you been? Where have you been? Bobby never statues. Oh, another super chat from this guy. Ash. Oh my god. Unbelievable, Ash.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, you.
No, thank you, bro.
Thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, seriously, you.
No, seriously, thank you, bro.
No, for real, you.
No, thank you.
Oh my god, this guy, unbelievable. Let me give you another answer. I'll give you an answer. Fabs, where's Deadpool? Oh my god. That's what you get, Ash. Oh my god. 29 likes. Guys, please hit that like button if you haven't yet. 35 in here. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Greed is good. Gordon Gecko, Wall Street. Michael, how are you? Welcome. Nice to see you.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Good evening, collectors. Happy Friday. Holographic. Oh, you got it. Finally. Look at you collecting. Come with me if you want if you want the garlic. Oh my god. Poor he said poor Ash. Oh my god. No, they're coming. I'm telling you. I know the Wolverines are coming. I don't know about Deadpool. Like I said, I think Deadpool is done. I don't think we're getting, unless we get like some random, exclusive, thing here and there, a year from now at a left field, right? Maybe that's always possible. But Wolverines, we need brown suit and we need patch, right? Out of every other Wolverine that was shown, we need those two. And at least brown suit. If we don't get patch, cool. But brown suit, you better believe it's coming. They have to make brown suit. Professor, are you telling me? Because you're not telling me. Oh my god, this guy. So, guys, we will be back tomorrow. Don't forget to hit that like button, please, before you leave. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully we get something, which I doubt we're gonna get because it's already Friday and it's already late. So we should have gotten something this morning. So we'll see. But anyway, we'll come up with something tomorrow. So as always, guys, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.